Welcome, my fabulous diamond painting fanatics. I'm Didi, and thanks for joining me for some DiDi's resin art. Yes, I renamed it. Didi doesn't really seem to fit anymore since I've done so many of these videos by now, and you know I'm addicted to resin art. So, new title, same subject. And today I want to try out my water decals, nail water decals, and I found these gorgeous gold partial rounds in a open frame bezel. And why do I want to use my nail decals? Well, I got approximately 160 of these little leaflets of water decals, and I just want to try different ways of using them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place two partial rounds in here, so I might be able to overlap it. It's gonna take some trial and error, I think. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place this one like that, so you'll have it cover the lower bottom part, and let me turn it so you might be able to see it a bit better. So I'm gonna place that one like this, and the other one goes to the top with the same idea. And if I'm correct, the inside is clear, so I shouldn't be able to see the white that's now in between. That's just the paper that decal is printed on. And you heard me correctly if I am correct. If not, I'll need to figure out something else to do. So I've got my trusty plate, I've rolled out my polymer clay, and as you can see, I've been using it quite often lately. I'll show you those when the first curing is being done. So let me place this one like that. And I'm placing it on the edge of the clay because this bezel has the eye thingy pointing exactly the opposite as the bezel is going, so it's leaving a little gap underneath, and this way I can kinda get around that issue. And I've become a bit impatient, so I know I used to drizzle my resin, this is my cup of resin, in with a toothpick, but it takes too long, so now I just pour it in and I wait. I'm still waiting for my other bottles of resin to come in, because I'm still using I'm sorry, little froggy there. I'm still using my first bottle of resin, and if I'm correct, there might be 3 coming in today, which have a little spout. So I won't need to use the cup as much as I do now. I'm just gently getting the resin to the sides here. So the bottom is nice and covered. And mostly that there are no air pockets left. In there. And I'm really hoping this experiment works out. I need a bit more, just a bit. I'm hoping it works out because I've got some other awesome ideas of how to use the nail decals in open framed bezels. Got a little bubble there. So yeah, so I've spread everything nicely to the side. It is a nice even layer. So I'm gonna replace my resin right now. I'm gonna take my trusty little lighter and try to make sure all the bubbles that might be in here are popped. Because I'm getting quite good at that. So this is just gonna cure for a little bit, so the bottom layer is done. And, let's do 2 minutes, because in those 2 minutes I can show you some of the charms I've been making. Let me see. So let's turn it like this. So I've made this silver one, which has tiny little, also has a foil in silver with some leaf decals like in the Christmas tree. It's quite hard to catch those. Maybe I'll place them like this. You can see there are some leaves in there and some spots of silver. I'm really liking this one. So this is also a triangular shaped one, and I used the gold leaf foil in this one, and it turns out amazing. And some of you might know that I've got an extremely crafty friend, and she wants to sell some of our stuff on crafters markets. So I've been making more charms like these just to have a little series going on. So once again, the silver leaves. I like the gold ones better. There has more coverage of the foil. And yes, of course, it still goes wrong sometimes. So this one I actually glued to the thing I was using to dry it on, so I have some damage. I might be able to get that one undone. And the foil is a bit crinkled in there. It was a bit too big. So yeah, I need to try and fix that one. And then I've just got some ones who got smudged a bit and doesn't really want to come off. So I'll have to do a little extra layer because this side is nice and clear and this side is kind of opaque. So I need to do a little glossing there. And the same goes for this one. There's a lot of, it's opaque, it isn't nice and shiny. So further than that, this one looks quite right. Alrighty. So my resin is cured. How do I know? Well, it doesn't leave any indentions. So that's a good sign. Alright, so now I'm a bit nervous because I'm gonna need to place these decals extremely carefully, because of course they need to line up with the rest. Oh, and good, I almost missed it. There's always a little piece of plastic covering your decals, and I forgot to remove it. So let me get that one off. And we're just going to start with the larger one first, because if it's not going to work, I need to figure something else out. So I'm just popping it in some water right at the edge of your screen. It takes approximately a minute, 10 seconds, the difference between the two, between the various decals I've got, and this one isn't sliding, so it needs a little bit more. Alright, so I'm hoping it slides right now. Yes, it does. So let me get another set of tweezers. Yes, and luckily, you might not be able to see it, but it is a clear backing. It has a clear backing to it. So now I'm just gonna need to carefully place it in a way. No. That the decal is actually flattening out the way I want it to. Without getting all my lines creased up extremely. And I anticipated that I might have some excess of the decal on the sides. Yeah, there is some. It looks kind of cool. So I'm just gonna scrape the inside of my molds. Trying to get the edge off without damaging the rest of the decal. Right, so most of it is off. I think it actually worked. It worked, yeah. Alright, so that little piece of decal is gonna stay there, no problem. It looks nice so far. Are you able to see that? Isn't that cute? So we're gonna do the same thing, opposite sides, top corner. Remove the plastic cover, Didi. Long live static. All hail the static. Oh my. Alright, so that one went. So let's get this one to go like this. Now I'm contemplating whether or not the inner part isn't gonna be too empty. If I need to add some more. Most of the time I think more is less. I like my charms to be simple. To not resliding. Alright. So we're sliding. I don't want them to be overfilled or over sparkly. And now it would be nice if I had some tweezers on which the tips actually met. Yes, there we go. Lucky for us diamond painters, we have more than enough leftover tweezers. Please don't smudge, please don't smudge. So I'm gently coercing it down without smudging the design. I think I misplaced it by just a little bit. Nah, that's not gonna show. Sorry, just needed to check. Not that I can do anything about it, because these water decals are extremely tricky to replace the moment they adhered to the surface. And most of all, I've never used them on nails, but in resin they do not want to come off at all. Except when you don't want them to. But isn't that with all things? Don't. Just come on up. Come on up. Yes, there we go. All right, so let's take a little peek. What do you guys think? Does it need more on the inside? It looks kind of empty, but I'm not really sure what I should place in the middle. This is my thinking sound, if you guys were wondering. Well, at least I need to go down and get my resin back. And let me get my... Let's place it out of the side for a sec. Sorry, I bumped you. Water can go over there. Tweezers there. If you guys were wondering whether or not I had enough glitter, sparkly stuff. Let's see what I do. I got it in gold. I've got those larger flakes. Don't know. Might set it to the side. It is gold. Not going to use the stars. What's this? No. No, no. Could these work? They're tiny golden beads. Might. What do I got down there? I think it's even. Oh, so these are more of the tiny pearly ones. I might use these. I think the pearly ones might be a good idea. So those aren't coming. Holographic butterflies, not really working with this team. Oh my God, this is insane. I've got so many things going on right now. Look, and the most horrible part is, oh, there it is. No, it's not. I've got silver glitter here. These are flakes, and I know I also got them in gold. Oh, here they are. Those are the gold ones. So with these might work as well. Let's place those there as well. Just a bit of contemplation. What to do next? Let me grab a little green bones from the sides so I can slowly pour these in and see what I've got. So these are little gold and silver flakes. Not really glitter, but exactly flakes. They're a bit more irregular. Then I need to pick out all the gold ones because I don't want any silver in it. So that might be an idea. I think these look too cheap and too chunky for what I'm attempting right now, so those are going to go. These little beads, they're more yellow. Those are gold, yellow. So those go, the yellow ones. The beads might be a good idea, and then we've got the flakes. These are also very tiny little flakes of gold. What to do, what to do. You know what? I'm not going to use anything. I'm just going to keep it simple, see how it turns out, and maybe I'll do the next one with something in the middle. I think I like the simplicity of it. I think. Yes, you heard correctly. I'm not really sure. But I could always add a little more to it. And yes, now I'm using the dripping method. Simply because by pouring I might disrupt my decals. I'm not really sure. I have like I said, trial and error. First attempt. And since I actually placed it the way I wanted to, which I didn't expect could happen, I am really careful of this piece. And I had one of you watchers comment on one of my Instagram posts. I posted the ring I made on Instagram as well. And then she told me that she would like to see my thumbnails contain the end result, which I thought was actually quite a good idea. So thank you for that. I forgot your name. Sorry, I just came out of a night shift and all I wanted to do was craft. Mainly because most likely I'll need to start selling some of these quite soon. My friend, I might have told you guys, uses junk or recycled materials, recycled fabrics for bags, for she cleans everything for little bags for your makeup, for your brushes, and she uses cement to make awesome vases, candle holders, stuff like that. And she has a little bit of a backlog, so she has a lot of stuff. She wants me to join her, but I haven't got that much done yet. So I don't see any huge bubbles, but I don't want to risk finding a bubble after it sets. And now I entered my nitpicking phase, and I'm not really happy the way this little pointy part there is looking. But since it isn't budging, there's not much I can do about it. All right. Resin to the sides. Let's start the curing process. So yeah, I had some other ideas to do with the water decals and the open frames. I've got some awesome lace-like water decals which I could actually cut up because it's a continuous pattern, and I've been thinking that I might do it like this, so you have the 3 flowers in the middle. I think it actually looks quite cool. Then I've got some silver decals as well, and what I want to do is I want to place one of those larger ones in the point going up, and I might use one of those semi-round ones. Let's turn it so you can properly see. I'm thinking I might use it like this. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see it. Like this, so at the top corner, and have this one come out of the side. I'm not really sure whether or not I'm gonna place it like this. So yeah, I'm still contemplating on that. This one would be cool as well. A semicircle. Could that work in a point? So yeah, lots of ideas, so little time to do them all. I'm just flipping it, seeing whether or not I need a little extra resin on the top. I do need a little extra. And since I decided not to do anything else to it, I'm just gonna finish this piece, do the backing, because the tape that I'm using to seal it off does leave a little indentation, a little residue. So I need to clean the back part off, and it needs to cure for quite a while to make sure that the top part is nice and hard before I start moving things around. So yeah, I think it turned out fabulous. I think I really like it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Should I have added a little extra in the middle, or do you think this simple piece is more than enough? If you would like to see me do something else, please let me know as well, because then I'll try to add that in my longer videos. I will continue doing the time-lapse charms because they are fun to do, just fun little videos. So yeah, I would like to thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye bye.